All right, you are not going to believe what the Biden White House just did. I mean, you cannot make this stuff up. You may recall that just this past weekend, the Biden administration sent Secretary of State Antony Blinken to China. It was the first time in 5 years a U.S. Secretary of State had actually gone to China. Blinken was so desperate to reset the relationship between the two countries after China sent a spy balloon to float through our country, including over our most sensitive military bases, that he went there on bended knee. But it was our job, according to the Chinese, to fix the relationship, even though they were spying on us, even though they sent us COVID, even though they're being provocative to our military. Okay, though, if that wasn't sad, pathetic, and outrageous enough, guess where it goes, because it gets even worse. Well, Biden told a group at a fundraiser that what really made China's President Xi Jinping upset about having the spy balloon shot down was the fact that Xi, a dictator, didn't have any idea what was going on. And as a dictator, that would have made him feel embarrassed. Biden has clearly bought into the President Xi didn't know theory, which I'm not so sure about. I mean, do you really think that someone that rules that government like they do allowed a spy balloon to be floated over the United States and they didn't think that somebody would want to give the president a heads up over there? Because I'm pretty sure that wouldn't have gone over too well. What really made the Chinese leadership blow a gasket? Biden called Xi Jinping an out-of-the-loop dictator. Okay, he is a dictator. We get that. I know that. I'm actually glad he did that. But where has that provocative talk been? And listen, let's be clear. Hours after you send your top diplomat to play nicey nice and fix the relationship, it probably wasn't the best idea to call the guy a dictator right when he might have been kind of trying to warm up to you again. Remember, though, when Biden ran for president, he claimed he was the guy who had all this foreign policy experience. He knew all the world leaders. He had great relationships with them. In fact, he was the guy who flew 1 billion miles around the world with President Xi Jinping. They're buddies. They hang out together. He knows him. I'm sure they're friends on Facebook. Biden's also the guy who had previously said, China gonna eat our lunch? Come on, man. I mean, this is the guy who didn't even think China was a competitor to the US. So the big question, though, is after Biden calls him an out-of-the-loop dictator, how did China react? Not well. China's ambassador to the U.S. made what they call strong protests to the White House and the State Department. And a spokesman for the Chinese embassy here in Washington said the following, quote, "The relevant remarks by the U.S. side are erroneous, absurd, and irresponsible and form an open political provocation. The Chinese also threatened an unspecified response if the U.S. doesn't, quote, take earnest actions to undo the negative impact and honor its own commitments." That sounds pretty provocative. So you literally send your guy over there to fix the relationship. And within hours of him returning, you've now got them taking a provocative action against us because you called the guy a dictator. Great job, Joe. What, just 2 short years since he took office? I mean, aside from inflation and soaring interest rates here at home, you've got on the overseas front, Russia and Ukraine, North Korea, Iran, and now all this in China. Man, things are going really well. Congratulations, Biden administration. Well, if you enjoyed this video, click the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell to make sure that you never miss another video.